He was actually at the Devils game on Wednesday, Nick. My dad said that he was at the game.
I heard him. I listened to him on the radio.
Your dad was there?
No, my dad was listening to the game, and evidently Stan was there.
Oh, okay.
And I'm glad I didn't see him. Number to call if you have something on your mind is 516-572-7440. So, since we are in the presence of the true hockey maven, we'll get to hockey. We're in the midst of the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. With that in mind, I'll go through each series, and we'll give our thoughts on them. Sound good, guys?
Let's do it.
Good.
All right, do we have to talk about Lightning Devils, since we hit on it
All I want to know is, Eleanor, why did the Devils lose in Game 4?
Ooh, pick me, Monty, pick me.
No. I want to hear it from Eleanor. I want to understand why.
Tampa Bay is the better team. Let's be honest here. Tampa Bay is very good.
Yes, of course they are.
Very, very good.
Tampa Bay Rangers.
They are the better team. They're faster than the Devils, which is big. It's big.
It's also the Devils
series.
after the first period just looked lifeless.
Right.
And so did the Lightning, though. They were giving us the game.
Yes, they were. But the Devils looked worse.
I know,
many
they really
penalties.
looked worse.
But I do
The Devils were worse than the Lightning in that
Butcher
game.
and Coleman looked exhausted. I'll tell you what, though. Schneider put it back together after that first period.
I give Schneider a ton of credit.
I just want to touch on Will Butcher really quickly. I know that you thought he didn't play well, but I think that Will Butcher is going to be an incredible defenseman in the NHL.
I think he is, too.
He was the captain of that University of Denver team that won the national championship. He's a product of the USA National Team Development Program, and I think he's going to be absolutely amazing for the Devils in the future.
I agree.
That's fair. What about Bruins, Maple Leafs? Mike Babcock is gone after this
what
series.
could have been.
I don't agree with you on Mike Babcock is gone. I don't think that he is. My problem with this series is that Austin Matthews and William Nylander have disappeared.
Yes, they have.
100%.
Yeah, Matthews disappeared. You're
Because
right.
when you introduce the physical game to them, they can't handle it. They disappear. And that's a problem.
They need a guy like Matt Martin on their line protecting them.
Mitch Marner is great, and he's the only one that's producing. And Frederik Andersen has to be better. He has to be the regular season goaltender that he is in the playoffs, or they're not going to go anywhere. And honestly, Toronto's not going to win 3 straight.
It's part of the reason why I think Babcock is gone, just because these young guys like Matthews and Nylander have just failed. I like Mike Babcock. Don't get me wrong. If he was on the Islanders, I'd be doing backflips. But I just think that he may not be the right guy to get the Leafs over the hump, since everyone was picking the Leafs to beat the Bruins, or at least be competitive, and it looks like the Leafs are going to lose in 5 games.
Yeah, you can't go back to Boston and win. I don't think it's going to happen.
Definitely not. What about Capitals, Blue Jackets? The Capitals are storming back. I'm impressed.
Yeah, Columbus is disappointing in their home building.
Yes, they are.
For the past couple of playoffs. Capitals, they're better. I think that they're the better team. Columbus works harder, I think.
Braden Holtby.
But Braden Holtby was really good. He's been a difference. And TJ Oshie finally showed up in the playoffs.
Let's just think about this. A couple of days ago, we were talking about blowing it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
We really
How
were.
funny is that? And
crazy.
But I still think that if the Capitals don't do anything in the playoffs, Barry Trotz is gone.
If the Capitals don't win this series, they are blowing it up. If they win this series, they still may blow things up depending on what happens in the second round.
To be honest, the most I think they would do is firing Barry Trotz.
Barry Trotz is gone either way.
I still think an Ovechkin trade can happen.
I still do, too.
Well, you're stuck with Oshie. So, did you hear that albatross of a contract, by the way? It was 8 years, $46 million.
Gee whiz.
Unreal.
He's not even that good.
He's not.
He's not.
He's not Captain
ridiculous.
America.
Overrated. I know. I think that the Capitals need to build around Dmitry Orlov.
Yes, I would
What
agree
about
with that.
Kuznetsov?
And Burakovsky.
Yeah, and Burakovsky. Yeah.
Although isn't Burakovsky hurt?
He's hurt. Yeah, but he's not hurt like long term.
Good. What about your series, Eleanor? I was thinking about
It's
you.
so fun. It is so fun. The Penguins,
actually
the
is.
Penguins. I don't want to say that they dominate because it's been closer than the final
did.
score.
The last game was
the
5-0.
last game they did dominate though. Matt Murray is the difference. He is playoff Matt Murray, and he is amazing.
He's honestly staking his claim, as crazy as this sounds, to be one of the best goalies in NHL history
he's
now.
He's the fastest 25 wins in the postseason.
He's amazing.
It's complete opposite.
He can be the best goalie in Penguin history.
Yeah.
Better than Barrasso and better than Fleury.
And I think that if you watch the Penguins-Flyers game, Flyers will dominate for periods of time. But it's Matt Murray that keeps the Penguins in it. And then when the Penguins get one chance, they score.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
the goaltending, it's so different.
Eleanor, I don't know this about you. I just want to know, do you like a series where you lose one and then you
Yeah,
win the series? Or do you rather see your team just dominate the series?
I mean, I think everyone wants to see their team dominate, but I want a competitive series. I want them to go through a competitive series and win because they tried hard and they worked hard.
Better early than late, right?
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have a competitive series just so I'm not turning the games off after the first period.
Even if it was the Islanders?
Even if it was the Islanders.
Wow.
I don't know. That's a toss-up for me, to be honest.
I would want the games to be close. I would honestly want the games to be close. I wouldn't want my team to win 5 or 6-0 because I know that I would be on my phone the entire time and not enjoying the victory. I just know that about myself.
And let me just say,
it's a personal thing.
Let me just say, Claude Giroux has not had a playoff goal since April 2014.
Yeah, he's a horrible playoff performer. What about Predators, Avalanche? Nature seems to be righting itself. After the Avalanche won Game 3, it looked like there was a slimmer of hope for the Avalanche, but Predators have this in the bag.
They do, but this series has been closer than a lot of people thought it was. The Colorado has been playing very well.
Yes, they have.
And they have outplayed
with
the Predators.
Andrew Hammond, too.
Yeah, and the Colorado Avalanche have outplayed the Predators numerous times in this series for stretches of time. And
Am I crazy to want Andrew Hammond on the Islanders?
he's a great goalie.
I could really see that happening.
I could see
He
it.
might ask for a lot of money.
I'll take it. We're going to lose Tavares. Have the money to spend.
You know where I stand on that. I really, truly think he's going to resign.
I don't, but I want him to, obviously.
I just have to say that for the Predators, Colton Sissons has been absolutely amazing.
Yes, he has. No question about that. What about Jets Wild? This has been
So
probably my favorite series.
Yeah, it's such a great series. I think the Jets win it
Me
at
too.
home. I don't think they're going to lose at home.
No, series ends tonight.
Yeah, Tyler Myers comes back for the Jets, which is good for them.
Yeah.
But Josh
Former Sabre.
Morrissey is suspended for that vicious cross-check to the head of Eric Stahl, so they're going to miss him.
Yeah, I like Josh Morrissey.
There's already been 4 suspensions for the playoffs.
It's been dirty. It's been really
very dirty.
I don't like it.
And I have to say, I do think that Nikita Kucherov should have been suspended for that hit.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
I do.
Jeez.
It was an elbow. But anyway, the Wild did shuffle some lines, though. They put Nino Niederreiter on the second line.
What could have been with Nino Niederreiter. Jiminy Cricket.
Eleanor, can you please tell me the Devils can possibly steal Game 5?
No.
No, not in Tampa Bay. not in Tampa Bay.
Sorry. Series ends.
Weren't you the guy that said you were just happy to be here?
I know, I am.
But it's when your team gets there, you immediately lose that.
It's like like I said, it's
Exactly.
the Yankees last year
I know,
in the
I know.
LCS. I'm like, we're right there. Get it.
But
Exactly.
the Devils have a bright future.
They do.
Yes, they do.
They really do.
I do like Coleman and
I just want to
Petrova.
know which one's my goalie next year.
It's Schneider. I'm telling you, it's
I
Corey
guess it
Schneider.
has
I think
to
it's
be.
Schneider,
He's better
too.
than Kincaid. Schneider's better than Kincaid.
I get it. You're right. Guys, you're right.
What about Golden Knights Kings?
Oh, God.
Yeah! Oh,
it's a
man. Vegas won't get pasted the first round is what I'm staring at right now. Joe Ritter, you need to use spell check, buddy. You know I love you, but... I mean, technically it's true. Vegas didn't get pasted. They swept the Kings.
Also, the V should be capitalized.
Yes, it should.
So, with this series...
You're a college student, Joe? Really?
I mean, this is why he's at Nassau.
Yeah.
This is why he's at Nassau and not Harvard.
Hey, I got accepted to Hofstra on Wednesday, so I'm
You
happy.
did?
Yes, I did.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you
Jake.
very much.
All right. Anyway, with this series, no, sorry, congratulations. But
So
with
it's
this
hockey.
series,
Let's go.
Vegas. A lot of teams can't play both the physical game and the speed game, and Vegas does both. And I think that that's a big advantage that they have. And all of these players on Vegas, this is their second chance.
Yes, it is.
And they're
that's
playing
true.
like it. They're playing like it.
If they didn't do well this year, they'd be out of the NHL. Eleanor, you're 100%
And
right.
I just have to say that my heart breaks for Jonathan Quick.
Yes.
Because
He played so great.
incredible, but his team couldn't score because Marc-Andre Fleury on the other side was just as amazing.
Exactly.
All due respect to John Quick, but he ousted the Devils a few years ago in a 4-0 sweep. So, yeah, John, you deserve this one, buddy.
The Kings were the better team that series.
Stop it.
What
They
about
were.
Ducks Sharks? They were. Gee whiz. What about Ducks Sharks?
This is a joke of a series.
It was.
This was horrible to watch. I'm glad I didn't stay up for any of the games.
Round 2 is going to be better.
And the Golden Knights are going to win.
I agree.
The
I
Golden
agree.
Knights are going to meet the Jets in the Western Conference Finals with the Jets winning.
I agree. I want to pick winning everything. So.
That's my bold prediction.
But with the Sharks, Martin Jones, again, he
He's a
is
beast.
a playoff goaltender.
Yep, absolutely.
And he's awesome.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
I will say this. Knights, Sharks, Vegas wins in 7.
I will say... I'll say Vegas wins in 5. I'm going to be bold.
I can't do that. I'm sorry.
The Sharks had it easy with Anaheim.
Exactly.
I
don't think the Sharks are that good, to be honest with you.
I have a hard time doing that.
I just think Vegas is so much better than the Sharks.
This is going to come down to Marc-Andre Fleury versus Martin Jones.
Exactly.
And that's the bottom line.
So we got about 90 seconds left. It's time for the bottom of the ninth. Eric, we'll start with you.
So, unfortunately, horrible news in the basketball world. Greg Popovich's wife passed away, and I can just say with certainty that there are Knicks fans and Nets fans in the room. And from Brooklyn and Manhattan, our heart is with you in San Antonio.
Yes, absolutely. Thoughts and prayers go out to Mr. Popovich. Nick?
I would just like to welcome Miss Ella Rose Ornberger into the world. My sister just had a baby yesterday.
Yes!
Born at 8.4 ounces, 20 inches, 0.5. Listen, we just...
There's too much math here.
8.4 ounces or 8 pounds, 4 ounces?
8 pounds, 4 ounces.
Oh, okay.
All we need to do is
healthy
get...
baby.
I was going to say 8.4 ounces.
Yeah.
She's in the pediatric ICU.
We just got to get this girl run the 40, and I guarantee you she'll be a better football player than Rich.
What'd you say her name was?
Ella Rose Ornberger.
That's my cousin's name, Ella.
Is
Very
that
nice.
right?
Yeah.
You and me.
Is her middle name?
You were a good person to watch the game with on Wednesday. Eric asked me how you were. I said you were great. I loved having you in the car and watching the game with you.
I tend to be respectful at games, but I can't help it when
it's
something...
the passion.
You
Yeah,
were fine.
it takes over.
You were fine. I loved watching the game
That
with you.
was me at the Yankee playoff game, trust me. I lost my voice by the 7th inning.
Yes, he did.
Speak that the next morning.
Eleanor?
I want to congratulate Penguins forward Sidney Crosby for becoming the all-time playoff points leader in franchise history, passing Mario Lemieux with 173.
Both
He's
of
a
your
beast.
husbands.
Oh, man. That was funny.
Oh, man.
So,
Eleanor, it's all love. You know that.
I
So
know.
Bruno Sammartino passed away on Wednesday. Old school wrestling fans will know him as having held the WWF Championship for 8 years, beating the Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, and eventually losing to Ivan Koloff. Will be deeply missed. All right. Looks like we're about out of time here on Beyond the Game. For Eric Fischetti, Nick Ornberger, and the true hockey maven to hell with that other guy. Can't say that enough, Eleanor Chompy. I am Jacob Volk saying, what's one home run? If you hit one, they're going to want you to hit two.